Works. Welcome to Outblastered, the Star Wars Saturday hack of Outgunned. This is the second session. I should thank, was it Rob who came up with the name? I think so.
Robert Bizarro, yeah.
So thanks for that, Rob. Um, let's do. I'm Anders, he, him. Let's do brief character introductions, especially since we have a new player and character joining us. I will. I'll let everyone else go first. So let's start with Steven.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Cray Ezek, or Ezek for short. And I am a Jawa appearing droid. I'm actually a droid under the robes. I'm a free droid. I do repairs, that kind of stuff, and I also have a little helper droid assistant.
Cool, thank you. Greg.
Hi, I'm Greg, he, him pronouns. I'm playing Yabur Iceman, uh, who is what's the species again?
Gregorian.
Gregorian, thank you. Because
Gregorian.
Wampas are too cool to not have a sentient species. Uh, a bit of an ex-crime syndicate, uh, maybe bounty hunter, mostly criminal, has a box that he cannot unlock, um, and was last seen hightailing it out of Corellia.
Indeed, from the Pike Syndicate. And next up is Rich.
Hello, I am Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. I am playing LeBlanc, who uses the she, her pronouns. LeBlanc was raised on Coruscant, level 5212, which means very close to the surface. Very high tech. She spent almost all of her youth in virtual reality. So think Ready Player One-ish, like virtual school, virtual games, and knows a lot or thinks she does. This is the first time doing most everything for realsy reals, and she's a daredevil and a lucky amateur. Her job is to do whatever Yabur says.
And I'm Mark, he, them. I will be playing Coriana Curse, Contro, she, her, who is a Dathomirian Jedi, currently working with the Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, and to we ended the last session with everyone except Coriana aboard a ship leaving or that had left Corellia. You were stowaways hiding in a apartment, and the last thing we heard was a hail that said, "Prepare to be boarded by the Crimson Dawn." And now I'm going to do some out of character because I this is now I'm going behind the scenes a little bit. I pulled the Crimson Dawn at random from a list of criminal syndicates, and then I read up on them. So at this point in time, if I have understood everything correctly, and if I haven't, screw you. This is my game, so this is how it is now. At this point, the Crimson Dawn are led by Kira, known from Solo. Here she's Lady Kira. She has taken over the Crimson Dawn. She is secretly working to mess with the other crime syndicates and trying to take down Darth Vader and the Emperor because she knows they have found out that those two are Sith, and that's bad. So she wants to stop them. But to everyone else, everyone outside the Crimson Dawn, they just appear as pirates and one of the other crime syndicates. So that's that background. Korania, what's your name? Korania.
Coriana.
It's different on your screen and in the character keeper, but it's
Yeah.
Koriana.
Yeah, should be Coriana.
Koriana. Cool. Kriana, you are one of Kira's trusted advisors, helpers, henchmen, minions, whatever you want to term you want to use. So you've been working with her and Madeline Sun, also known as the Archivist, to find old Jedi Force user artifacts that can be used against Darth Vader and the Emperor. And just as a reminder for anyone listening, this game is set during the original trilogy era. We're somewhere not really specified between the Battle of Yavin and the Battle of Endor. So we're in the Empire Strikes Back, roughly that time period. Cool. So we cut to the Crimson Dawn boarding this freighter that LeBlanc, Azek, and Iceman are on board. Coriana, how do you think this boarding is going? You don't have a huge ship, but I want to say that it's a Corvette. Mm-hmm. It's like you have maybe like 30, 40 people on board, that sort of thing.
How big is the freighter that we're boarding?
I think it's fairly big. It's like a big ship, but there's not a lot of people on board. It's like a small crew of maybe 10, 15 people. And most of those are like in the on the bridge sort of thing, and a few people like working maintenance that LeBlanc and the others have had to hide from as you're hiding in this storage compartment.
I feel like this would go relatively smoothly. I'm sure we have standard procedures by this point, like scramble distress calls, make sure they know we're coming. So if someone shoots at us, we know what to do. We know that there's probably no significant resistance militarily on the ship. So unless they want bad things to happen, they're going to let us hook up and take what we want and leave. We have a reputation for just doing that. We don't like murder people. It's like get in, get out. Everything's okay.
Mm-hmm. And the reason you're interested in this particular ship is that you have sensed in some way that there's something important on board this ship that you need. Cool. How do you think, like, practically the boarding is done? Do you like send shuttles over? Do you like connect?
Cut a hole, like
yeah, and have like what do you call it?
What do you call it? The airlock tube thing.
Cool. And your ship has guns. This freighter doesn't have any significant weapons, at least. So yeah, this is a fairly safe process. I'm going to say that you actually enter in this. I think you're entering at 2 points. So one group is going for the bridge, and you and some of the others are going for the cargo compartment, because that's where you're sensing this this artifact that you're looking for. So Iceman, I think you have a bad feeling just before you hear this hail. How do you react when you see like there's 24 of these Crimson Dawn fighters? There's a picture in the NPCs tab. I'm not sure how representative that is, but that's what these guys look.
Can we even see them? Like, we're like in a sealed container, right?
I think you started out that way, but you've noticed that there's almost no one coming to like.
Okay. So we've spread out a little bit.
Yeah. So it's this cargo hold thing, and there are a lot of these big containers here, but there is some more space.
Iceman is climbing up the storage containers to get a height advantage, right? There's like the door that leads into the cargo bay, and he's going to be perched above it to get the literal drop on anybody who comes through.
Mm-hmm. So, Oriana, you and Vogrok, who is the lieutenant of the captain of the ship, you are the ones leading the group into it. You're not like technically in their chain of command. You're like
I'm a consultant.
along on this mission.
Freelancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like doing my force sensing thing as we go, like this way, that way. It's stronger.
So LeBlanc, Azek, you were powered down. I think you have like some sensors or some trigger or something. Or does LeBlanc, is she the one to like activate you when you're powered down?
Excuse me. No, I think I have some sensors that wake me up.
Cool. Yeah,
And-
when you come in there, when you come back alive, I've hooked my gamepad in and was running it off your battery. Oh, you're awake.
Yeah. So these Crimson Dawn pirates are marching in, and they're following Vogrok's orders, but he's looking to you, Coriana, for directions on where they're supposed to go. And you're, I think, some of them notice the big the big Gigorian or Gigoran, can never remember, up on the one of the containers. I think they are armed with like vibrosword and blaster pistols, vibroswords and blaster pistols. They're not like opening fire, but they are they're surprised to find people in the cargo hold.
Oh. I mean, does this? I'm gonna drop down and do the Star Wars good guy thing where I'm just like fighting to disarm them.
Oh, so you're starting hostilities here.
I'm disarming them.
Because there's like 20 people here.
Yeah. I mean, how many are there? There's like 3 or 4?
20.
Oh, all in here at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not.
Cool. So Coriana, you're just following your sense.
Yeah. I'm just in the lead, kind of like following my gut.
Yeah, and some of these fighters are like surrounding you, and if LeBlanc and Azek, if you or Iceman, if you get in the way, they're kind of like pushing you away. They're not like attacking you, but they are like they want to clear a path for the Jedi here.
I am hiding.
Cool.
I am watching.
Yeah.
Are they going for our stuff?
They are going for the container you were hiding.
Okay. Then Iceman is gonna kind of get between people and hey, hold on. There. We paid for shipment.
Bogrot, sorry, Coriana, do you want to?
Yeah.
I'll let Paul go through his job first, and then if there's a problem, I'll do it.
Vogrot, who is Zabrak, he steps up to you, and he's like, you're plenty taller than he is.
Yeah.
But he's not showing any fear. Like he's stepping right up to you and not threatening you. He doesn't have his weapons up. But he's clearly showing his authority here. We're here on a mission. We're not going to bother you unduly.
Yeah, you're here to steal cargo and valuables. This is my clothing is not valuables.
Just stand aside, and we won't need to hurt you. And Coriana, you're moving into this container where clearly people have been living.
I'm not letting anybody get in the container. Big white woolly paw.
I advise you step aside. Sir, we'll be on our way in just a moment.
Yeah, and several of these Crimson Dawn
Blank
fighters,
stare.
they are stepping up to you, Iceman, and now they have their vibra swords out, and they are like clearly ready to. If you do something to this Jedi, they are going. Or you don't know this person in robes who is um, doing something strange. If you hurt them, they are going to hurt you. That's very clear.
What does the Crimson Dawn want with my underwear?
That's the Crimson Dawn's prerogative. Take what
You
we
can.
need, and we will leave you unharmed.
Can we do an opposing roll? Aren't there rules for opposed rolls?
You can make rolls and just see who gets the better result. That's I think that's how we'll do that. I'm sure there are rules for it, but I think close enough.
Oh no, that sounds right. Like whoever gets the most pairs.
Yeah, or the best result. Like three of a kind is always better than. But 3 equals 1, so 3 pairs is the same as 3 of a kind. Yeah.
I'm just blocking the doorway as much as I possibly can. Does that invoke my big and strong? It's not specifically
Yeah,
listed.
absolutely. Because
Okay.
you are big and strong.
Okay.
So help here means you get an extra die. And I think sounds like you're using brawn and probably force.
Yeah, probably.
I think force is hoist, push, pull, or break things. I think that's the closest here because you're not fighting. You're not like.
Yeah. I'm just like, no, you're not going in my container. There's plenty of other crap here for you guys to take.
Yeah.
Um,
and Koreana, how are you trying to get past this big hairy creature?
Just relying on the intimidation factor of my boys, which might be nerves.
Nerves sounds about right. And leadership or cool.
Cool would be cool. I'll take cool. Yeah, like I think I'm trying to be unconcerned because I mostly am.
Yeah.
I think this is determining like if something happens to make me concerned.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
show
gonna roll
courage is included
mine.
that. So that seems good. So
Oh,
yeah, that's
not great.
7 dice for Iceman and 6 for Koreana.
I got 2 pairs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can do a reroll, but that means you risk losing success you already have.
I drag select these.
Yeah, I think the others have put up some labels for their dice, at least Stephen and Britt.
Cool. I'm gonna roll these purple 6s on the left side here. Cool. 1 3 of a kind and a pair.
Full. Oh, you get past me.
Yeah.
What is it about like either my demeanor or the guys behind me that
I think like I'm successfully blocking you, but as soon as a couple more start also moving in, and that like I have to try to block them, and it's just enough that you can sneak into the container.
Nice. Yeah, I just glide through.
And you sense this. You find, and we had a name for this thing, a locked Cantono, which is a Star Wars thing. Maybe I can. Yeah. I'm going to.
I threw the link in the chat to the.
Yeah, cool. I found one. I'll see if I can share it on the screen.
Famously prop made from an ice cream maker.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. That's the thing. Cool. And now Did I stop sharing? Am I still sharing?
You're still
You're still
sharing.
sharing.
Let me see if I can stop participant sharing. There we go.
Thank you.
You're good.
I could not find that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it's clearly coming from this thing. It's locked. But you have cool force powers.
Yeah.
And you have a lightsaber. So how do you want to
Sure.
open it?
Um, I think. Well, let's see. I'll open it myself. Yeah. Let's see. Stealth. You know what? I think just because we got a little bit of resistance from these guys, I think I will use the lightsaber and just be like, draw it out, and just like gently like slice off the top.
Yeah. Inside, you find like packaged in like a not a blanket, but like a piece of cloth, thick, heavy cloth. You find what you realize is the one of the last pieces needed for the Fermata cage,
Ooh.
which is one of the artifacts you've been looking for. This is an old Force artifact, very old. It's pre-ascendant. I don't know what that means. It means it's old. It was designed by the Sith Lord Darth Momin, not Darth Moomin. Very careful, not Moomin. It's Momin. It's a thing that can freeze time, basically. Um, it's super powerful. This is one of the last pieces. You have found some of the pieces before, and this is one of the last pieces. You bring
Great.
it up, and think, I think it's still like LeBlanc and Azek. How are you reacting to this scene playing out here? Iceman is trying to block this thing. Koreana, this strange person in robes, is going inside. You hear that, and yeah. How are you reacting?
I look at Azek for guidance and then remember, oh yeah, it's not really a Jawa. It's a droid and it has no facial expressions. Reach for my little vibro knife as if that would do any good, and hope that Iceman gives up his shorts.
Yeah,
And
I think
that's like you were hiding. Are you sticking to that?
Yeah, so I'm hiding, and I've been working my way kind of around the storage containers, trying to get, I guess, flank some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So if Iceman, lets loose, I can hit them from behind while they're
Yeah.
focused in on Iceman. But I think whenever I hear the sound and I see the light from within the container that we were in, and I've had experience with this before as a medical droid, and you see my eyes get really wide, and I kind of back away. I might even bump into something that kind of uh shows my position.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Azek, I think since you're sneaking up here, I think you're the one who notices. Like Vogrok, he's followed Koreana into the container, or in opening and like almost hanging over her shoulder as she opens this thing and brings out this piece of artifact. You notice that he turns and nods to some of the other Crimson Dawn, and suddenly there's like brutal violence. Like several of these Crimson Dawn fighters are just stabbing the other ones. So like four of them are falling down, immediately dead, and now you're in a fight. Um, so we will try our first hand at combat here. Um, so I'll briefly go over how combat works. It's not super complicated. Combat consists of reaction turns and action turns. Reaction turns is when the enemies are attacking you. You will all make the same kind of roll, I will tell you. And this is the GM tells you what thing you roll and what difficulty you need to reach. If you don't reach that difficulty, you will lose grit. And then when we get to the action rolls, you can act in whatever order you want and do your things. And then you get to choose to roll whatever you want to roll that suits whatever you're doing. And this will start with a reaction roll because they're not just attacking the other Crimson Dawn people, they are attacking you as well. And since you gave away your position, I think you're being attacked here as well. So and they are stabbing you with swords. I think avoiding this is let's see, they're probably example. But on the other hand, finding those will take time. I'm not going to bother. I think you will roll brawn fight. I think that's what this is because they're like right upon you. They're really close. You don't really have time to get away. And the difficulty here is critical, which means you need 3 of a kind to completely avoid damage. So everyone can roll that. You can do your rerolls and all of that. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to ask.
Tell me again what we're rolling with.
Sorry?
Tell me again what we're rolling with.
Brawn fight.
Brawn fight, got it.
And if you have yeah.
Oh, do I get the +1 for my saber?
Yeah, you get +1 for your lightsaber because that's a big weapon. In Outgunned Adventure, there's normal weapons and you have big weapons. And in this case, the lightsaber definitely it's a big weapon and it helps you in this situation. I'm trying to unhide a sheet. Oh, it was just no.
And it doesn't matter what like you get a 3 of a kind, it doesn't matter what the number is.
No. The number only matters if it's a gamble, and then it's only the number of 1. But otherwise, you can roll. Otherwise, the number.
All right, I got 2 pairs, so I can re-roll.
You can re-roll all your single cards. Okay. But if you do re-roll and you don't improve your result, you will lose 1 of your successes. You can also, if you get more successes than you need, then you. Oh, sorry, that's not. Yeah, you can spend them for the other characters. Yeah.
I'm going to take the chance. You want to re-roll?
Same.
Oh, yes, I got a 3rd. All right, sweet.
I not, but I have lightsaber training, so get a free reroll when using my lightsaber.
Yep.
Did anybody fail outright? Sweet. I can take your failure.
Still no good. Okay.
Cool. Is everyone done rolling, or is there?
No, I've run into a weird problem where I can't. I don't know. I'm having trouble, but I'm trying to figure it out. Give me a sec. I just need to roll 5 dice. I may have to roll 5 new dice because
Yeah. Cool.
It's not letting me select more than 1 die. It's weird.
Are you like hitting something else like control? Because I just tap on them individually.
I know. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's not doing
tap.
it? Oh, that's weird.
Every time I tap, it just deselects the one I had. Oh, screw it. I'm going to roll 5 brand new dice.
Roll more dice.
Two twos or two pair of twos. That's it.
Cool. Do you want to go for a reroll or otherwise?
Sure, because one pair's not very good. So here we go. Hey, four twos.
Hey,
Nice.
It's the best roll I've ever had in this game.
So, I rolled my 3 dice, and I didn't get a
Mhm.
pair or anything. I can't do a reroll, correct?
You need to have at least one pair to do a reroll, unless you
Okay.
have the ability to get a free reroll. But I don't think you have anything that
Nope.
gives you that for this.
and this is not an enemy special action. This is just a regular reaction. Cool.
Yes.
And I got two pairs. I re-rolled and did not get it, so I'm down to one pair.
Cool. Since LeBlanc, you got four of a kind, and since three equals or one equals three, you can break down that into three criticals or three of a kinds. You can use one for yourself, and I think this is how it's supposed to work. You can use the other two, because you have two spare three of a kinds. You can use those for other characters, so you can protect.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll certainly do that.
Cool. And I think
Unless it's for Coriana, then screw her. She's bad. She's a bad person who came in to steal underwear. She's on a panty raid, and I must say the nay. Gorin panty raid. It's just crazy. So no.
sensible.
But I'll help Iceman.
Yeah. Coriana, what did you get?
I wound up with one pair.
Cool. One pair. That means you will lose 2 grit. I think Bogrot is the one who he pulls up his vibro sword, and kind of you sense that something is going wrong, so he just like scratches you. And the rest of you, what does it look like when you or I should ask LeBlanc, how do you protect everyone from these this ambush?
Man. And the thing coming at us is the weird artifact taking over people to attack us, right?
You don't know why it's happening. You just
okay.
know
I'm
that.
sorry. People who were just standing around being thuggish now attacking. Sorry, that was incorrect. I jumped to I skipped ahead a few pages because I'm terrible with mystery books. How does she help? Yeah. I think what happens is I don't have the gear for that. I was gonna make something up whole cloth, but that's not the way this game works. So let me look at what I got. Yeah, I have my vibro knife and I cut on some exhaust vent thing and spray just like somebody had a fire extinguisher thing, like you spray
Ooh,
some stuff to help folks not get shot.
yeah. Cool. Oriana, I think you hear Vogrot say, "For the Sith, for the Dark Lord,"
Motherfucker.
as he's attacking you. And now it's all of yours turn, and I think we'll start with Coriana.
Yeah.
So
Just to explain a little bit on how combat works here. So the enemies are all like one blob. They you don't have individual enemies. So Bogrot is just part of this big group. That doesn't mean you can specifically go for him, but he's not like an individual enemy. All of the enemies are like one group. You will need a certain number of successes to take them out. Attacking them is also critical difficulty because these are fairly tough fighters. They can have some special actions that trigger at certain points. I should say, yeah. They have actually, this matters to you, Coriana, because I felt that I had given them a special ability, which is sharp blades.
Ooh.
But you got, you did get a basic success. Yeah.
Mm.
So if someone doesn't get at least one basic success, they will become hurt. They will check off the hurt condition. And if they're already hurt, they lose an extra. But if you have a knife or a sword, you ignore this because you can parry when you're fighting in close combat. So Coriana and LeBlanc, you can ignore that. I will try to keep track of this for everyone. Cool. Coriana, what do you do?
I think when I hear that, I force push him out of the container.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you are fighting. I think you're using.
This is force training alter, which uses focus plus cool to push.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's gonna be
Focus
6.
plus cool.
Does that also cost destiny?
Nope.
No, not the basic use. There's a special thing he can do that does cost
Okay,
destiny. Yeah, the Jedi mind trick costs destiny, but not this basic thing.
Cool. So it's 6 dice. That is 1 pair. So I'm gonna take my reroll. That's
2 pairs actually.
And I can only reroll the singles.
Yeah, only the single dots.
There we go. There's 3 of a kind.
Cool. So you get the 3 of a kind, and you have an extra pair. And you can use this means I will check off you got your critical success. I will check off one of their boxes, and you get you can use your pair to do an extra action. And I will need to check right tab, see. For a basic success, you can do something quick. You can grab or throw an item, reload a weapon, reach partial cover. I think we're going to ignore cover for this fight, partly just to keep things simple, and partly because you're mostly just fighting in close combat. If it becomes useful for someone, we can go into it. You can push someone else into cover. You can do something else quick and easy. So you can do something basic. You could secure the artifact, for example.
Yeah, I think that's the thing I'm going to go for is make sure I got it, stuff it in the robes, and it's just like that size-ish.
Yeah, it's one of these end pieces for this. Actually, I have the picture. I will show that.
Got pointy parts.
Share again. This thing. So what you have is one of these end pieces. I don't actually know how big this is. Oh, there's part of a hand there, so it's
cool. So it's like
2 feet something.
Dinner plate shaped in size, kind of.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I take a quick action to grab that and shove it into my robes and get ready for whatever's coming.
Cool. I still can't find the stop sharing thing. Cool, thank you. It's weird. Let's go to Azek. LeBlanc cut this hose. You and I pushed you and the Iceman. You got away from the closest fight. I should mention there is a thing where you can try to find a weakness for the enemy. If you don't want to go straight into fighting, I don't know what you feel like doing.
So these guys are all bad. So I'm going to,
the ones who are standing up are all bad.
Well,
they cut down
all
some
bad
of,
except
some
for
of
Iceman and LeBlanc, right? So I'm going to pull back around the corner of a crate to, lean out and shoot. And I think I'm going to take my time to find the right targets.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to shoot at. By find the right targets, I mean someone I can see that isn't Iceman or LeBlanc that comes out of the fog, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's shoot and focus.
Focus is concentrate, notice details, recall memories and knowledge. This could also be nerves, which is quick reflexes and steady hands, but either of those I would say works here.
Okay.
You can use focus, definitely. Yeah.
And I'm going to roll my dice.
Yeah. And you
And I
are
got
you have like a iron pistol or something. Yeah, yeah. Cool.
yes, that's right. And I got 2 pair. Um, and I'm going to re-roll to try to get something better.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 pair.
And 3 pairs, 3 = 1, so that's equal to critical, which means you get a hit. So you take out one of these bad dudes.
Perfect.
Is it just someone steps out of the fog and you just blast them, or what do you think?
That's exactly right. But I think we see someone steps out of the fog, and that's whenever I pull the trigger, and this electric arc kind of shoots out, hits them. They kind of seize up for a second, and then take a step in my direction and then fall to the ground as we continue to see a little bit of electricity.
Cool, cool. Iceman, you also managed to step back from the fray.
Yeah, so I got a pretty good success on the reaction. So I think
Mhm.
like the 2 guards who were near me, I managed to move out of the way as they like cross their swords where I was, and I'm just gonna turn around as the fog is billowing up in the chamber from LeBlanc's good shot. I'm just gonna push both their heads into the container real hard. Just grab him by the helmet and hit him hard.
Nice. Uh,
Is
that
I
sounds,
think that's brawn and fight.
yep, that's
And
fair.
do I get one more for being big and strong?
Um, I think that's generally not for
Okay,
combat.
fair enough.
Um,
All right, I'll re-roll these. I'll roll these 6. I got 2 pairs again. I will re-roll the 2 remaining because we've had good luck with that today.
mhm.
And I got a 3rd pair. 3 = 1 somehow.
Nice.
Um,
Cool. So yeah, you knock them, bash them into the container, um, knock them out. I think, and this is because this checked off one of their hot boxes, uh,
ah,
and that means in this case that they get to do a special action. So this is the special action that Mark was asking about before. I think this is two of the others. They rush at you, Iceman, and like tackle you at the same time, right in your midriff. You need to make a dangerous. So dangerous means that you will take damage
okay.
if you fail. You need to make a reaction roll in brawn plus force.
Brawn plus force.
And if you fail, you will take some damage and you will lose your footing and have -1 to your next roll.
All right. And that's a 3 would be a success, right?
Three of a kind
Okay.
or
3 of a kind
three
of
pairs.
more. Not great. But
Here I
I
do
got a
think
lot of dice I could re-roll.
sorry. Here I think you do get your extra die for being
Oh,
big and
okay.
strong. Add one
Okay.
die.
Unselect those. I'll add my 1 here and re-roll that as if it was part of the original pool.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 pairs. I have 2 4s and 2 6s. Can I re-roll on this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll re-roll the other 3. Pretty good chances here. Oh, heck yeah. 2 triples.
Nice. Yeah. They tackle you and just bounce off. You're just too
Yeah.
big and
Yeah. I my next move is to go into the container, but I definitely want to see what LeBlanc and Toriana are
yeah.
doing.
So LeBlanc, Iceman is just knocking people down left and right. You see someone falls over from being blasted by Azek. What do you do?
Are there other target opportunities
Yeah, yeah,
here?
yeah. There's like 10 people still fighting.
I thought so. Amazing. I think I will shoot some more than I should. Lots of shots. Yes, shooting. Here we go.
Cool.
I'll be rolling with nerves plus shoot, which is a
Mhm.
mighty 4 dice.
Cool.
Let me move this die out of the way, and I'll re-roll these 4. And everything's working because I discarded the old dice. They were old and crusty.
Mhm.
That is 1 pair. Is that a success of any kind? It's not, right?
Uh, it's a basic success, which means you don't hit them, so you don't get to do any damage. You can
Okay.
use that for one of the extra actions instead. Um,
Extra action.
Or you
or
could still re-roll everything
yeah,
that's left, right?
yeah, you can
Right.
re-roll the singletons.
Civil task, chance for an accident, doing something outside your expertise. Uh,
So the that was the things I mentioned to Mark before. You can like grab or throw an item, reload a weapon.
right. That's right. Can I like move out of the way where I'm not
Yeah,
an easy opportunity to get hit back?
yeah, that would be
Pew pew pew.
move into partial cover. So
Awesome.
let's do that,
I
and
do
I'll
a Kirk
tell.
roll, a Kirk somersault,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. So you're shooting wildly while
yes, absolutely.
cool. So cover works like this. Let me find that. So for partial cover, that means you will have a +1 to your reaction roll. So soon we'll be moving on to the next reaction turn when you're rolling to protect yourself again, and you will get 1 extra die for that.
Amazing. I love it. I'm a big fan.
But you will have a -1 to your action roll uh, the next after that, unless you have extra actions and spend them to get out of partial cover, because you're also hindering yourself by being in cover. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think so.
Cool. Yeah. So let's move to Coriana. Yeah, Vogro
Um,
has clearly betrayed you.
yes, clearly. I think I follow that up by running out of the container, and I'm gonna. I mean, if he's, do I want to take? He attacked me with a sword, right?
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah. So I'm
binder
gonna.
sword and a blaster pistol like the other.
Yeah. I think lightsaber to disarm. Perhaps literally, depending on how the rolls go.
On Vogro.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
So that will be fight for sure. With focus. Yeah. Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
one for the lightsaber.
yeah, cool. And the lightsaber. So you get 1 extra die for the lightsaber, and you have a free reroll.
Cool. Boom, boom, boom. 4 of a kind straight up.
Wow,
There we
nice.
go.
You can still use the free reroll. That doesn't cost you anything.
Will
Uh,
that take away the success if I don't
nope,
match?
nope. Free reroll is completely
Oh,
without.
cool. I'll use it then. Yep. Yep. 4 of a kind. That'll do.
So 4 of a kind. I need to check if that means you do extra damage.
And can I split those up and give them to other people as well?
Yeah, you can do the extra action thing, and with critical, you can do some cooler stuff. Because you got an extreme success that breaks down into 3 critical successes. So for critical success, I'll just mention the extra actions. These are their examples. Break through a door, get behind total cover, push someone else into total cover, find a clue, do something that requires moderate effort.
Hmm.
So you can definitely, but I need to check if you can do. So enemy defense. For every appropriate success score, the enemy loses 1 grit. Yeah, you can, or you can just straight up do 3 hits to them.
I think I'll just straight up do 3 hits then.
Cool. So yeah, tell me what it looks like as you just whirl through these traitors with your lightsaber.
Yeah. I think it's running, running. Well, I just shoved my guy, what's his name?
Bogrot.
Bogrot. I just shoved Bogrot past there. So I think it's like shove and then follow up with a jump. And when he brings his sword up, it just cuts through his vibro sword, cuts through the hilt. And then the other hand cuts his blaster in half. And I think just like slice, and then kick to the chest, and he goes down, and I just have him at lightsaber point on the ground. It's like, what the cock, dude?
A very Jedi thing to say.
We have a job to do, man. Why are you fucking around?
Yeah, this is when the door slams open again, the door to the cargo hold, and there's like more of the rest of the Crimson Dawn people. These were the ones who boarded to go to the bridge. The captain and several of the others are here, and they are all fighting each other. Vogrot stands up. One of the others who are coming in shoot him. Actually, the captain shoots him, and then she gets stabbed in the back.
What?
And there's just like total chaos, and pretty much nobody left standing afterwards. It's just like one last guy who stumbles forward, and the captain just she leads back and shoots him with her blaster, and just everyone's dead. And that's the end of the fight. Yeah. What happens next? Maybe we should take a break here, actually. We've been going for
Go with a break.
Let's take time. Cool. So we're back. I'm going to go to Koreana first. Pretty much the whole crew of the ship you came here with are dead.
Cool. Do I see any of the others around? You're still hiding?
You can definitely see Iceman.
Yeah.
He's right close to you. You were stepping out of the container. He was bashing people into the outside of the container. LeBlanc has rolled into cover, and Azek stayed in hiding. So Iceman is the one you can see right now, unless the others also step out. I think Vogrot is actually still kind of. I think you still see him breathing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like on face down on the floor, but you don't think he's fully dead.
Yeah, I think I like whirl around towards Iceman, and if he doesn't immediately like you're not a Sith, and go.
You have your lightsaber out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I don't get it. Are you a pirate or not?
I'm a Jedi. I was helping them fight against the Empire, and now I don't know what's happening. So I'm going to ask this asshole what's happening and grab what's his name?
Bogrot.
Bogrot. Grab Bogrot by the scruff of the neck and pull him up and see if there's anyone's at home.
Yeah, you see him. His head is kind of lolling, but he's grinning at you, and you can see that he's holding like an emergency beacon thing that is clearly activated. Um, they're all coming for you now.
Why?
And yeah, the Dark Lord will take you all. He will grasp the whole galaxy.
Who else is in on it? Kira?
More there are more of us than you can ever hope to defeat. And that's when he kind of breathes his last.
I think I turned back to Iceman and said, you can't fly a ship by any chance, can you?
I know someone who can.
I can. I'm a great pilot.
Well, come on, because we're going to need a great pilot. Let's go. And I start going back towards the
Isaac, where the hell did you go?
reach tube.
Whip out my little data pad. See my scores.
Let's go. We got more incoming.
It's great. I see where we're going, right? We're doing this?
But hustling back onto the other ship.
We're certainly not staying here.
Yeah, the Wicked Grin is the ship you
Nice.
The Wicked Grin.
Azek?
Great name.
Yeah, so Azek's been like sneaking around, looking to see if I can't get a hold of make sure everybody's down. I'm also probably trying to make sure if anyone's hurt but not dead, I'd try to stabilize them. And that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. The captain is not fully dead. The captain of the Wicked Grin, who was supposed to be the leader of this crew.
That wasn't what's his name? Vogor?
Vogro. No, he was like the second in command. The captain just came in with the others here at the end, who were all fighting each other.
Okay, so that's Shix. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So Shix isn't dead. I'll drag her along slowly. I think it's the other three run past.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anyone left alive on the ship?
No, not on this ship. There was clearly like you can just sprint to the bridge and check, and there's just carnage there. Everyone.
I meant on the Wicked Grin.
Oh, on the Wicked Grin. I think there's like when you get over there, there's been like a similar fight over there, and there's like one person. The navigator is still alive, badly injured, but he's the last person standing. And when when you run in there, he's like sitting in his chair on the bridge, just trying to hold a blaster pistol up. Do
we trust him?
Are you also a traitor?
No, we're not the traitors.
Oh.
Look, we need to get you patched up. We need to get the ship unhooked, and we got to get out of here.
Yeah. And that's when you get emergency. There's an emergency communication. And you get a call from Madeline's son. And there's the little hollow thing. And Madeline's son is the archivist at the Crimson Dawn. She's the one you've been working most closely with. She's an expert in the Force artifact. And you can hear like there's blaster fire going on behind her. Or somewhere around her. You can just and she's like clearly looking around and kind of like ducking down every now and then. We've been infiltrated. There are traitors. Did you get what you were looking for?
We did.
There's one last piece. We know where it is, but we can't reach it. We don't know. You're the only one we can trust.
Send me the coordinates, and if our navigator makes it, I'll do what I can.
You must succeed. You must succeed. And I'm sending the coordinates. And then the transmission cuts up. You get the coordinates.
Cool.
You feed the you feed the coordinates, or who does that? Who feeds the coordinates into the navigator?
Is the navigator able to do anything, or is he like not?
He can like help you a little bit, but he's. I think this is a job for someone else.
And I think I'd like usher LeBlanc into the pilot seat. So that's all yours, kid.
Mhm.
And I'm going to look at the navigator and the captain, and I'm going to try and do whatever medical assistance I can to stabilize them.
Absolutely. Let's have LeBlanc make a roll to check out these coordinates and feed them in.
Okay, I like adjust the seat. Check the rear view mirror.
Kid, we gotta go now.
Right. Absolutely. Yep, got it. No problem. Easy. Cool. So I'm gonna make a roll to pilot a ship for the first actual time. This sounds amazing.
Mhm.
It is not driving. So I'm really good at driving. This is not driving.
Yeah, drive. This is drive. Drive
Oh,
is
it is drive, but I don't get the feet driver. Right.
exactly
Nice.
that's correct.
I am still good at driving. I have 5 dice to go. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I can't spin stuff ahead of time to get more dice, right? You just roll what you got.
You can spend a destiny to get an. Oh, sorry. We should give out some destiny for the fight. I think everyone gets one destiny for that fight. Everyone did cool stuff. You can spend one destiny to get an extra die. You can make the roll a gamble to get an extra die. If you do that, you will lose grit for every one you roll at the end, after all re-rolls and all.
I'm spinning a destiny for an extra die. I'm not making it a gamble. I'll wait for the gambles for when it's more desperate. Here we go. Come on, dice, please be good.
You can also get help, but I don't think that's relevant here. You get a pair. That will at least let you feed the coordinates in correctly. If you want to do something fancier, like do a quick start or something, then you would need more.
This is my first time piloting. I need to impress the girl with a laser sword. So here we go. Rerolling 4 dice to get something more than a pair. Hey, 3. I got a full house.
Yeah.
4s and 6s. 4s
And
over
pair.
6s. Full house.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
Feed the coordinates in, no problem. Like disconnect the thing that's connecting you to the other ship.
Got to release the clamps. It's good. Easy. That's a rookie mistake, not doing that. He could like pull it's great. I knew that ahead of time.
Cool. You take off. Let's go to Azek. You're trying to patch up the navigator and the captain. Let's have you make a roll for that. Heal, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I've got 2 in heal and focus.
Yep.
Okay. And I get a free reroll.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me find my dice. Bam. Okay.
How
5
would I
dice.
help?
Yeah, if you feel like you can like help with some medical stuff, then you can absolutely give help. You can just
It
fictionally.
just provides an extra die.
Yeah, it gives an extra.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's what Iceman's doing. We go to the medical suite together. I'm helping you carry. It's a lot of people for Isaac to carry.
There we go. Okay, so since we're going, I was just going to do it here, and I kind of get down and I start working on them, and you pick them both up, and we're headed towards the medical bay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So let me roll those. I think that's 6 dice now.
Yeah.
And I got. Do you need to set the difficulty?
I think it's one basic success to save the navigator, because he's fairly alive. You need I think you need 3 of a kind to save the captain without like putting her under. You can if you get 1 basic, you can put her under. She'll be unconscious, but she'll be alive, and you can divide successes as you like.
So I got 2 pair, and I get a free reroll. So I'm going to reroll the 2 remaining dice.
Oh,
Okay, so I got 3 3 of a kind, or 2 3 of a kinds.
nice. Yeah. So the navigator, you can save him. He should get a name. If someone wants to give the navigator a name, I'll be.
I think
grateful.
Greg put a Duros in there.
Yeah, put a
Oh,
Duros
it
in
is.
there.
Yeah,
Someone else
absolutely.
can name him though.
And you manage to stabilize the captain. She's somewhat conscious. She's not. She's still a bit out of it. She was badly hurt, but they are both stable. The navigator can help operate the ship, basically.
So I think as soon as I realized that the navigator's, pretty much okay, I sent him back up to the bridge to help out.
Mhm.
Because they're going to need as much help as they can get.
Yeah. I think he's leaning on Iceman on the way there. He's not in good enough shape that he can walk by himself, except very very slowly. But with some help, he can get there. Yeah, Koreana, you recognize these the coordinates when you start checking them. You're going to Mustafar.
Oh boy. Um, cool. Did you say the captain is up and good to talk?
The
She's
navigator is up and good to go and headed back up
Navigator.
towards the bridge. Yeah.
yeah. So he's staggering in there, leaning on Iceman.
Yeah. I was like, Zad, we're going to Mustafar. This is our last shot.
Why? You
We've got
said
one
you
more-
weren't a traitor.
No, I'm not. We have one more piece of the cage to go, and that's where it is. Madeline called in while you were in the med bay.
Oh, was that the emergency? Oh,
Yeah, it sounds like there's an emergency all around. They're in a similar situation over at the archive.
yeah. You realize that was probably like Bogrot's signal. The emergency thing he sent was probably to alert whatever how big this infiltration is that things are going, as well as pulling people towards your location. And I think those people will start showing up fairly soon. On the other hand, I think there are like ships starting to show up here. So probably time to jump to hyperspace. So LeBlanc, now you have aid from the navigator, so you will get 1 extra die. But you need to do a hyperspace jump, or jump to hyperspace. Let's see you do that.
Punch it, kid.
Yes, I was waiting for that.
Cool.
Okay.
Do you think you're still rolling nerves drive?
I think
It makes sense to me. I'm not saying
it
you
makes
should
sense to me
roll
too.
nerves.
I was just looking through other stuff. I don't think anything else makes more sense. So I'm not spending a destiny.
Mhm.
I'm just rolling 5 dice.
You get 1 extra die. Yeah, you get 1 extra die
That's right, from
navigator.
the navigator. You already said that. I'm rolling 6 dice. Here we go.
You're rolling 7. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong character. Yeah, sorry, 6 die.
I rolled a pair. I'm gonna re-roll.
Mhm.
Dang it! I only got a pair of 2s. Here we go. Come on, go.
Woo!
Ooh.
4 of a kind. Nice.
I'm
And
so
another
good.
So yeah, you do this with
I'm
real.
the best at everything.
Yeah, the navigator and you just immediately find your rhythm there. So he's like punching in things. He's your co-pilot effectively at this point. And but you're taking charge. You know exactly what to do here. Yeah, jump
It's okay.
into.
You don't have to say it out loud. I know I'm a prodigy.
uh, cool.
With that
It's going.
extra success, can we kind of throw off their trail a little bit?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, what fancy maneuver do you do to like throw them off a bit as you jump
Oh
out?
yeah. I think what I do is I see, oh, we're going to Mustafar, and I save that in like the RAM and then throw in another destination, pop to that, and then recalculate to pop to Mustafar. So I do a two-step jump. So if they follow wherever we were angled, they're
Right.
not gonna know
nice.
that we end up at Mustafar.
Oh, nice move, kid. Um, yeah, I think it's going to take you like a couple of days of hyperspace travel to get to Mustafar, which means you get to recover all of your grit. Not that anyone had lost all that much. Um, you will also we can also have some downtime scenes here. Um, there is a downtime system where you can help people recover from conditions and all of that. I need to look that up a bit. Some of you have the tired condition at least. So I'll look at that, but you can have some scenes. So let's start with Iceman. Um, who do you want to have a scene with as you're traveling?
Ooh.
What kind of scene do you want to set?
I think so I'll leave it at the other players. It could apply to any of you. Iceman is found the armory aboard the what's the name of the ship again?
The Wicked Grin.
The Wicked Grin. He's found the armory and he's going through his options. Um, Probably looking at like one of those big vibro swords. And somebody comes upon him. I'm fine with it being any of the three.
Cool. Who wants to take that?
Or nobody.
I can take it if no one else wants it.
All right.
I'm
I'm with Koreana.
piloting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your pilot. True. Um,
I mean, you don't
I
need to
think
be in the pilot's chair the whole time. But
uh,
yeah.
I think I come up behind you kind of silently and just say, uh, anything strike
no. Ah, ah,
can
sorry.
help
I
you find what you're looking for?
just looking for something like this. Holds up the big vibroblade.
Mhm. Well, we're short a few hands, so help yourself.
Mustafar? Why Mustafar?
It's where the last piece of the project we're working on is.
And that's what you found in my Cantono.
Where did you find it?
Hmm. I stole it.
Hmm.
It well, my old boss at the Pike Syndicate, Fatsy, he kept it close all of the time, and well, we had a disagreement. Uh, he wanted me dead, and I wanted me alive.
Hmm.
So I stole it on the way out.
Well, I'm glad you did. I would have. It would have been much trickier to fight our way into a Pike Syndicate stronghold than take it out of a cargo container.
What does it do?
It's part of an old force artifact. Um, we're hoping to use it against some bad people.
Is it bad in itself, this artifact?
That's difficult to say.
Hmm.
We've had some disagreements of our own. Some people believe that it is inherently bad. It was designed and built by an ancient Sith Lord. But some of us believe that it can still be used for good.
And that would be you?
That would be me. That would be, I assume Kira is on board with this plan. That would be our leader. And some, I guess, decided to take the easy path and try to get it to the Dark Lord himself.
Well, if you're wrong, Coriana, it pats you on the shoulder. I'll be here with the big blade to stab you. And that's what he just leaves.
I hope so. If I'm wrong, you'll need it.
All right. Does that clear my condition?
Yeah, I'll go through the actions, the what's called camp actions quickly, just and we'll see how everything fits in.
Gotcha. Yep. Work.
So,
Like it.
and I'm not sure we'll do this with this much detail. While at camp, each adventurer can take 2 actions among the following. You can investigate, which is like try to analyze a clue or try to search for clues or something. You can heal, which means you can remove a condition from yourself or for someone else. You can fix something, repair something that's broken. You can comfort, which means like the examples they give is playing some music or preparing a delicious meal or something else. If you succeed that with a critical action or a critical, everyone gets the positive condition relaxed, which I need to look up, but it's a positive thing. You can look for resources, which would be like, yeah, here's a weapon you can use, for example, from this thing. That could be it. You can explore. That's probably not relevant here, since you're traveling on a ship. You can give advice to someone. The person who receives the advice will earn the ability to use 1 feat from the friend who helped them once until the next camp. So you can explain to someone, yeah, this is how you do this thing. I think for like with some feats, like the force feats, that would be a more like, yeah, that's probably. I mean, it could be like, yeah, that's what Obi-Wan is doing with Luke when they're going to Alderaan, which isn't there anymore. When they're doing the force training, maybe that sort of thing. Or you can you can do something else, some other kind of job that requires some time. But I think from this scene we could say that, yeah, Iceman, you can grab some sort of weapon, and Kuriana, we can say that you spent one of your actions to get rid of Iceman's condition, if that makes sense. Cool. Let's go to Azek. What's the scene you want to do?
So I think Azek, after I've kind of stabilized everyone on the bridge or in the med bay, I'm gonna go to search out Coriana. And once I find her, where would I find her?
Probably, I might be trying to contact Kira. If we can do that in hyperspace, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's where you'd find me, at the comm station.
At the comms. So I'm going to go and, you know, I'll wait until you're done with whatever conversation happens. But I think pretty much as soon as that ends, I'll approach you and say that. So I've I've dealt with your kind before. Um, they are, you know, you are one of the old masters. What are you doing here? What are you doing looking for things with pirates?
I'm trying to help prevent the Empire from fulfilling its ultimate goal. If we have
Many
pirates, we have to use pirates.
many have tried to do that before and failed. I thought you were all dead.
Most of us are.
How did you survive?
I did not agree with some of the strictures of the Jedi Temple, and I've been long out of communication with people who were on the ground when the order came down.
Ah, you were a heretic.
If you want to call it that.
Understood. Um, I just wanted to let you know that even though your kind used to control, you don't have the control you used to. And you shouldn't try to push us um to follow your way, because your way got us into this trouble in the first place.
The way that got us into trouble is not my way. That's why I left.
Well, we'll see if that pans out. But what I'm seeing right now is you're cutting a lot of people up and then grabbing a ship and telling us where to go.
You could have stayed on the freighter. I didn't force you here.
Um, you encouraged the rest of my group, so I'm going to stick with them, and that means sticking with you. But I just wanted to let you know I've seen your type before.
And if you're free to walk away anytime you want,
All of us?
any or all, this is my job. You're not required.
Hmm.
I appreciate the help, but you're under no compulsion.
I will let them know that we can leave at any time
And if
because
anyone from the Crimson Dawn or the Wicked Rin has something to say about that, tell them to come to me about it.
fantastic. That's good to hear. You you are different,
So are you.
obviously. Um, there's many you could never uh you know, your type could always tell who I was. So I've always avoided being around those because, you know, it could be a problem. But I served in the wars
Hmm.
and
On which side?
um on the side that ordered me to
Hmm.
until I was able to gain my freedom.
Sounds like we're not so different then.
I'm not sure I like that. Okay. And I'm going to go find LeBlanc and Iceman and tell them we can leave anytime we want.
Nice.
Cool.
Do you want to leave, Isaac?
What? Leave? No, I'm this is my job now. This is the best job. I'm a pilot of the coolest ship. Why would I ever leave this? This is great.
Um, I don't. I'm not saying I want to leave. I'm just saying I'm not sure that Coriana should be in charge
I'm the
because
pilot. I'm the pilot now. This is basically my ship. That's the way it works. So I'm in charge. We're good.
Coriana's definitely not in charge.
sometimes her kind thinks they're in charge, and I just wanted to make sure that she knew she wasn't.
What is
So,
her kind? Human? We are in charge. We run the universe. Oh, that's right. She's Dathomirian. Yeah, they don't matter.
she and her kind with the laser swords started a war many years ago.
Oh,
Eh,
right. Yeah, I played through Knights of the Old Republic. It's cool.
Okay. And it led to a lot of the crime that we've
There's a lot
been
of game-breaking
avoiding and
bugs
getting
in it. I
away.
agree. I get you. Yeah, you're right. It's a problem.
Good. So that's why I'm worried about Coriana. I'm glad you understand, LeBlanc.
I totally get it. By the way, just in case you guys were wondering, my navigator, Bale, who I call Zad Bale Organa, is so amazed by me and my skill set. So the fact that I have no practical experience before an hour ago completely doesn't matter. Because all this training is led up to this very moment.
I love I love out of character, I love the fact that, at some point there was probably a conversation between the navigator and the captain and Coriana or something. They were like, "This is just like in the video games." And they were like, "What?"
All those hours playing Last Starfighter paid off. I knew it.
Yeah. Well, the downside, Iceman, is that, you know, there wasn't spice or credits in the Cantono. So we've been carrying that around for nothing.
I don't know if nothing. I think it's more valuable than any spice.
No one's
Just
paid
has
us
to
for
get
it,
all the other parts first.
but nobody's paid us for it.
We'll get paid. We'll get paid. Mind
You
the
say,
ship.
yeah, you say with your big giant sword. Okay.
Cool. LeBlanc, do you have a scene you want to do?
These are just scenes, right? There's no mechanical to them. We just
Yeah,
have a cool scene.
unless you want to invoke one of the camp things I talked about, like removing a condition or that sort of thing. But I think we can take that as read in this
I
case.
have tired. I'd like to remove tired.
Yeah.
There's no
Uh,
penalty, but I know it stacks, so it's dangerous.
yeah.
I'm getting a hot meal. We have it on autopilot. We're
Hmm.
in light speed. I'm gonna go find the galley and um rummage around until I can find some spices for the food paste in the auto chef, and then sit down with a bowl of gray green viscous stuff that I
Hmm.
spray a bunch of flakes of some kind of cheese flavored something. And so Azek had a scene with Iceman. Iceman's had a scene with Coriana. Therefore, I must have a scene with Coriana. That's the way it works, the circle of scenes of life. So,
Yeah.
Coriana, I guess you come in as this is my life now. This is what pilots eat. I'm narrating.
That's what everyone eats here. You seem to have taken to those controls pretty well. Have you
Oh, yeah.
flown before?
I told you I tested really well.
But this is your first time flying an actual ship.
An actual, technically, yes.
I talked to the captain, and if you'd like to stay on when we're done, there's a place for you.
Ooh.
If you don't mind working for the Crimson Dawn.
What's a Crimson Dawn?
A crime syndicate?
Oh, I've done lots of crime.
Oh
So
well,
much
we'll fit right
crime.
in.
It's
Uh,
great.
no obligation, but it seems that you're enjoying yourself.
Well, of course. I mean, crime's great. I'm the best at crime. I have lots of specialties of crime.
Hmm.
Oh, did you get your lightsaber?
I made it.
Can I make one?
That would probably take you down a different career path if you were, and you're a little old, to be honest.
That is the first time anyone has ever said that to me, and I don't know how to feel about it. So when did you start then?
A while ago, when I was a child.
Well, I'm obviously not a child, so I understand what you're saying. Um, so if you die, have you willed that lightsaber to anyone?
If I die,
Right. Like if you die, who gets the lightsaber?
you know what? If I die, you can have it. Unless you kill me, then I'm throwing it out the airlock.
Oh, that's fair. I totally agree to that.
Or anyone you hire.
Fast. Honestly, I wasn't going to hire anyone. You have a really dangerous lifestyle, and I'm just a pilot, so the best pilot, an incredible pilot,
Best
so
pilot
good
on the
at
ship.
piloting
Yep.
and crime. I'm a crime pilot.
Best pilot on the ship.
Hmm. How long have you been doing this? Crimson Crimson Dawn criming.
I'm not with the Crimson Dawn. We're just temporarily aligned.
So I've just signed up with the Crimson Dawn of which you are not a part?
Hmm.
I don't know if I like this now. You gave me my first shot, and now you're moving on? This shit's pretty great. Do we need to steal it from the Crimson Dawn now?
I would not recommend that.
But I'm good at crime.
How good are you at not being murdered?
Grand Theft Starship. Okay, I'm actually perfect at not getting murdered because I've never
I
been
think
murdered, technically.
Coriana tells you a couple extremely
Yes.
gruesome stories about what was his name? Voss something or other.
Bobro?
Dryden Voss.
Dryden Voss. Oh yes, tell me stories.
Tell you
Tell
some
her stories of crime.
gruesome stories about him. And like while your mouth is kind of hanging open, they like and the head of the Crimson Dawn is the one that took him out. So if you want to cross her, feel free.
Mm. If I remember correctly, Kira is a master of Terraskasi, which I've played Terraskasi and I do not want to see Terraskasi, so I guess I'm not going to steal this ship now.
See, you're smart.
Thanks. I know I'm smart. But I appreciate you acknowledging it. You're pretty impressive and scary as well. What does the purple mean in your lightsaber? I've heard, or maybe read online that the colors mean a lot.
Mm, that just happened to be the kind of crystal that I could find. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh,
Some people have tried to tell me otherwise.
okay. It's a little disappointing.
Don't tell anyone.
Got it. Not even Iceman, because he's my mentor and I have to tell him everything.
I mean, if you want to shatter all his illusions about Jedi lightsaber colors,
Okay, I'll admit it if it comes up, but I won't volunteer the information.
I appreciate your honesty.
I'm pretty honest for a criminal
Hmm.
expert, crime expert. This is an amazing. This meal is kind of mid. Everything else is amazing. I love the ship, even though it's not yours. I
You
don't know who
mean
you should pass that on to. If there's
eating the default meal?
I put in some cheese flakes, cheese
You know, you
flavored
can
flakes.
there's there's a stocked galley. You don't have to eat the that's what we give to prisoners.
Ling. That's good. I'm good with that scene.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect place to end it. Uh, I think we should take our second break. So let's be back at 22, so 7 minutes.
Okay.
So I think we can take those scenes as everyone losing their tired condition, those of you who still had it. Um, are there any more scenes anyone wants to do, or do we cut back to the action?
I feel like I've had enough scenes.
ACTION. Action, action. We want action.
Cool. You arrive at you like exit hyperspace in the Mustafar system, um, close to Mustafar itself, since you made such a excellent role getting here. Um, Mustafar is it's a volcanic planet. It's the magma place where Darth Vader has his big secret fortress type thing. There's a bunch of old Sith temples and all kinds of secret lairs and generally bad stuff there. Um, Brianna, you have the coordinates for like you know that Madeline had been working on figuring out where to find the last piece. And in this message she sent you, the coordinates wasn't just for the system, it was also for where on Mustafar this temple is that you need to go to. Um, it's not super easy flying a ship through the atmosphere here. There's volcanoes, there's ash, there's all kinds of stuff, and also there are Imperials here. So you've just come out of hyperspace. So LeBlanc, what's your plan for getting down to the surface without being shot to pieces or crashing or anything else bad?
I'm going to go that way really fast. And if something gets in my way, turn.
Cool, cool. Let's see a roll for that.
Amazing. Um, I again am not driving, but piloting.
Mm-hmm,
So I will be going with my nerves of steel
mm-hmm.
and my drive capability. Do I get the bonus die from my main man? By man, I mean Duros Zed Bail Organa.
Absolutely. Uh,
Sweet.
Zed helps you with the navigation. He's not completely on board with his plan of just we go fast, but once that's set, he does his best to help you.
The way I see it, as I'm like accelerating very, very much true to my word, is it's so crazy no one would expect it, which gives us an advantage.
If you say so.
I do say so, and I've rolled dice. Oh man, so two pair, two pair. What do I get out of two pair?
Well, two pair will get you close to where you need to be. You will be able to land. The ship will be damaged from fire or from environmental effects, basically. You will be discovered. So they will know that you're where you are, that a
Okay.
hostile ship or unknown ship has landed.
I thought from this roll result that something like a hard choice or bad would happen. It sounds like these are all exactly what I would imagine would be the coolest way to go. So I accept all of these as results of my incredible piloting.
Cool. Yeah. So you do get you have to like go through ash clouds, and you pick up a couple of TIE fighters who are on your tail. I think, yeah, I see here in the chat that Iceman was headed for
Whoa,
the
good.
terminal. Let's see some fire from Iceman. See if you can pick off these TIE fighters.
All right.
Hey, Iceman, I'm giving you an assist because I'm flying really close to them. You're welcome. Good job.
Katie, need to slow down. I'm gonna let's see. I mean, nerves and shoot is sort of the standard thing, I think, here.
Yeah.
Is
Nerve
there
shoot.
anything else?
You can
No.
roll nerve shoot. That's
Nerve shoot.
that's
Okay.
perfectly fine.
Rolling 6 dice, moving them down. These 6 have been serving me well so far.
I
These
think
dice suck.
this is a dangerous roll for the ship.
Okay. Well, got 2 ones. I'm gonna
It's not a
re-roll.
gamble, but if you fail, you
Okay.
need a critical for the ship not to take damage.
Great. Okay. Definitely gonna re-roll these 2 dice then. And hey, I got a critical.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, there's like 3 TIE fighters who pick up your trail. How do you pick them off?
I think I do, is this a full success? I'm taking out all 3? Or is this okay. They're careening behind us, and LeBlanc is just pedal to the metal the whole way. And I'm not even sure she really realizes that she is playing chicken with a volcano that's about to erupt. Um, and so as it becomes apparent and she swerves, I get a line on all 3 of them from the side, and we just pop, pop, pop.
Nice.
And they explode into the erupting volcano.
Awesome.
You still gotta slow down, kid.
Azek, what are you doing while all of this is going
on? I like the idea that so I've basically been I rested and recharged, on the trip, and then I spent some time like, well, let me see what else I can do, and I start, seeing if I can tinker around and repair anything. Nobody else needs any fixing up. I guess we have the captain. I could talk to the captain a little bit. But I don't get anything there. I think I've, rated the supplies for, the med bay stuff and the a repair kit kind of thing. And otherwise, whenever we start going really fast, I find a safe place to be. Maybe it's an escape pod. Oh,
just in case.
yeah, just in case.
Cool. And Coriana, you're allowing this to happen.
Yeah, I think I'm hunkering down with Azek. I'm just kind of like this. We have a good pilot. I'm going to trust them. We're just going to ride this out. And if we make it to the ground alive, then we'll worry about what happens next then.
Azek's eyes get really big. They kind of dilate open, and he says, she just plays video games, right?
She what?
All of her skills have been learned through video games and holovids.
Strap.
Cool.
No, Zabbail Organa, don't you get it? If this thing is rated for space, we can go through the white hot magma of the volcano. It's no problem. As I then go directly towards it with ties on our tail.
Yeah, Iceman picks picks up the TIE fighters, uh, and you manage to land. You're not quite where you wanted to be. You're going really fast, and you do need to swerve to avoid the actual volcano that suddenly appears through like the ash clouds. You don't crash the ship, but it's not like a nice landing.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be easy to take off again if you use this ship.
Well, my pad, like take a pic of me and then like over arm around Zabbail. Yeah, first landing.
He looks. I was going to say that his face is a bit gray, but it's always a bit gray. So he looks paler, more pale than he did before. Um, yeah, you've landed. There's a bit of a ways to go to the temple itself. And as you land, Zad tells you there are incoming signals, vehicles moving fast, speeders.
Speeders. Speeders we can handle.
Yeah.
Do we have any speeders on here?
I mean, we can just take theirs, right?
Or you probably have some sort of vehicles on the ship for when you need to do things on land.
This is Rich saying if anyone else wants to drive the speeder thing, Rich gives it up. LeBlanc will sulk.
I think we can have LeBlanc do the driving there. Would be pity to not get to use your cool driver feat. I think this is when we do our level up, because now we're moving into like what's going to be the final stretch the big confrontation and like the end game. So the way this works is that I need to check the rules summary. So you get
any destiny for the
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give everyone one destiny just for the cool scenes. Yeah. So, and when you get an advancement, you also get one destiny. So you get an additional one. You also get 2 skill points. No, wait, sorry, I need to check because this may be an or and not an and. And PDF. Advancement.
So you get 2 skill points, 1 feat,
Yeah.
1 destiny. Heroes can advance a maximum of 3 times, and heroes who advance 3 times reassign skill points and feats instead of getting new ones.
Yeah.
So,
but that I don't think that's not going to be relevant.
No, probably not going to happen. But yeah.
So yeah, 2 skill points and 1 feat, and the feat can be any feat from the list. It doesn't have to be from your roll or trope. So you can grab anything. You cannot take an alien or droid feat because you don't suddenly become a droid. And if you want a force feat, I think anyone but Koreana would have to have a very good explanation for why you suddenly have force powers. But
it was a blow to the head from LeBlanc's driving.
What about can you upgrade brawn or nerves or smooth or anything like that?
No, you can't. You cannot upgrade your attributes.
Okay.
there are some feats. I don't remember if I put them in here. I think what you want in that case is something that gives you free rerolls for something. Is probably actually more useful than anything else, or more useful than racing a match.
2 points, 1 feat, right?
Yeah. I'm going to pause the recording here just for a bit. It's not very interesting to listen to this. So I'll pause. Cool. Everyone has done their advancement. So I think I want to ask LeBlanc, what kind of vehicle is it that you pick up here from either from the ship itself, or there can be like an outpost or something here that's not that doesn't have any people in it. What kind of vehicle do you pick up?
I think it is a Crimson Dawn vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I'm just looking around at some speeders for something to really knock my socks off. And of course, only speeder bikes come up. What? Okay, so somebody in blenderartist.com came up with what I think we have to use. It is a speeder concept. That is just too cool for school. I think no, maybe those are force shield things. So I like open air idea. So yeah, I think that's what it looks like. It almost looks like a little starship, but it's
Mm-hmm.
rated as a speeder. Is that cool?
That's super
Yeah,
cool.
that looks awesome. Airspeeder looks like
Yeah, air speeder. I'm gonna save that.
awesome. Yeah. So you all load up in that. I think the captain and um, uh, Zad, they're going to stay with the ship. It's they he can see on like as you take off, he keeps in communication with you, and he sees that the speeders that were going here, they're following you. They're not going towards the ship. Like as soon as you take off, they follow you instead. So he's going to stay behind, protect the captain, and try to do some repairs to the ship. In case, against all odds, you succeed and get back to him, then you should be able to take off again.
I'll give him some notes about the cup holder. It really needs some adjustment.
He does not acknowledge that, uh, which
Fine.
you can take however you want. Maybe he just thinks it's so obvious that he doesn't need mention.
That's what I'm thinking. Obviously, we're simpatico. We're really tight.
Yeah. Cool. So you take off in this really cool airspeeder. I think it probably has some red detailing on it to match the Crimson Dawn theme. But otherwise, that's a super cool image. Yeah, and you take off. You see this temple you're going towards. It's obviously built into the side of an active volcano, so you can see the spurts of it's lava when it's above ground, right? It's magma when it's underground. I think that's how it works. Whatever, the molten stone thrown up into the air, big billowing clouds, and yeah, that's where you are going with some Imperial speeders hot on your trail, and that's where we will pick up next session.
Awesome.
Cool. We don't have any we don't have any experience or anything like that, but we can do stars and wishes, and I'll do it the way Rich does it. We'll start with wishes. So I will go in the order I see you on the screen, which puts Greg first. Wishes.
Ooh, wishes. So experiences are something separate, and that's something you get when you get too much grit. Is that
There are two ways. Yeah, when you come back from being left for dead, you get
Mhm.
a scar, which is one
Right?
type of experience. The other ones are kind of the GM gives you when you do something
Gotcha.
really spectacular. Don't love that. Just like I don't super love the way Destiny is given out. But yeah.
Well, now I've done the thing where I've selected something in the drop down because I was just trying to read things, and now it won't go back. Um,
Oh,
I I think I would like to see Iceman get even more grit in combat, to the
yeah.
point where I'm marking bad or marking hot.
Hmm. I
Um,
thought this fight would be the fight on the ship against the traitors would be a lot more
yep.
difficult. I think you
Well, we
rolled
rolled
fairly
well.
well, and also maybe it wasn't as tough as I thought it would.
No, it's fine. There's only so much we can do to control what the dice tell us is happening. Yeah, I
And
think
it's the
that's.
first time running the system, so
I
I'm
would. Yeah,
feeling.
no, it's great. I would also like to burn the rest of my destiny.
Mhm.
We've all been kind of saving up our destiny. I want to burn some to get better chances and get more hits on rolls. But I think that's it.
Cool, thank you, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of taking more grit. See what those bad and hot boxes do later on down there. And yeah, wish to do more cool Jedi shit.
Yeah, I think you'll probably get opportunities for that. Steven, any wishes?
Yeah, so I brought this up. I wanted to understand the system a little bit more about the reaction stuff and getting
Mhm.
better at stuff that we might all need to share. Meaning, for example, for the reaction in the fight, everybody was rolling fight. I was really bad at fight. Same thing with like speeder chases, you know, if it's a reaction, we all might need to roll drive, and some of us are good at drive and some of us aren't. That's the thing I need to get my brain around, so I want to
Yeah,
understand the system a little bit better. The rest of it I'll save for stars. Yeah.
cool. Thank you. Rich.
Wish. So a wish sometimes can be unreasonable. And I recognize this could be an unreasonable wish, but we talked about that moment when LeBlanc's, oh, I've simulated all this and everything works out the way I planned it. And it's more interesting when things fail. I look forward to and wish that the dice would declare that she ends up in deep and gets a taste of failure. Uh, but again, I don't really know how to make that happen. But it's a thing I wouldn't mind. I also wouldn't mind just cruising to victory the whole time too. I can keep making quips and she'll exist in my Hall of Fame because she never failed anything. We'll see.
Cool. Any stars? Rich.
Yes. I um Greg has this big character voice that I always adore and it fits Iceman so lovely. I appreciate the idea of my character stating that she follows him, and I think it's great. I had concerns like 15 years ago, Rich, playing in a game where a PC is introduced in opposition to other PCs. That game would have gone to hell with angry yelling at people, each other's-ness, and asking about the PC versus PC combat rules as dice are held in angry hands. And I'm just so thankful that I'm part of a older, wiser group here that can negotiate that and not just say, okay, I'll go where the GM says, but negotiate past it. It was really fun to be part of it and also audience to it. So I just started all y'all with that.
Yeah, full agree on that. And I wouldn't have done that if I didn't expect all of you to deal with that. I didn't really think about it beyond that. Oh, it would be cool if that happened, but this was based on the character that Mark made. I just presented the situation and said, yeah, you could be part of this or you could be something else, and that's what we went with. I fully trust you to handle that sort of. Yeah, Steven, any stars?
Yeah, I want to ask a couple questions first.
Yeah,
What was the name of the ship that we were on?
the Wicked Grin.
Okay, Grin. I added a deck plan to it to the NPCs tab.
Oh, cool, awesome.
I also added the link that you sent for the speeder into the NPCs tab. I think you need to come up with my wish is, you need to come up with a name for the speeder, right?
Oh, the nice guy.
The nice guy. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Anyway, my stars, I really liked the way that Coriana was introduced and dealt with. That was very ingenious. And I really liked the downtime scenes that we had with each other. Like I really appreciate, you know, the discussion, a little bit of background history and all that kind of stuff. So that was all very good. Yeah.
Thank you. Mark.
Yeah, stars to everyone I got to do a scene with. Those are all like the scenes were cool by themselves, and I had to see like who the characters were. I think each one of them revealed a different part of Coriana as well. So that was fun to do. Echoing Steven Starr about how I was brought in. I could definitely see like that going really poorly in a group of people who aren't awesome. Unfortunately, everyone here is awesome. And I was like, cool, I'll get on the train. Let's do it. I'd be like, okay, we're going to fight. No, now we're good. Super nice. I just love everyone's characters. The system is fun. We get to do cool, dumb stuff and have it work. So it's a great little power fantasy thing. And yeah, it's a good time.
Cool. Thank you. Greg.
Starter Rich for I've done lots of crime, because I wasn't sure if it was true or not, and it didn't matter. It was great. LeBlanc thinks she's done lots of crime. It was good. Yeah, I liked the playing opposite, and be like, whoa, no, you don't get to go in here. And us just going on the fly. That was fun. I did enjoy all of our scenes. I guess I'll add another wish. I would like a scene with Azek specifically, because we've been doing crime together for a while, and I'm not sure how that got about, and I want to explore that. But I loved all of the scenes, and I'm really appreciating this system zooms in and out very quickly on action. And we covered a lot of ground, right? That sometimes you don't always get to cover that much ground in the session. So that part of it I'm enjoying. So
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. I'm enjoying the system. I'm still not sure if I love it, but I think it's fun and interesting. At least it's pretty easy from the GM side. I think there's more load for the players because you have to roll dice and decide to re-roll and all of that. But we'll see. Yeah.
I want to follow on with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anders. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, go ahead. That was fun.
I'm finding the system really intriguing because I can't do the math for success rate if I roll 3 dice versus 4 dice versus 5 dice and then re-roll.
Yeah.
Like, there's a chance that I'll be able to get a 3 of a kind with that re-roll, and it's super interesting. I really like that mechanic where it's like, because it seemed like last session in the chase where we started out, I succeeded, but the other two failed. In this one, it kind of flipped, but there were also some very spectacular successes where someone got 4 of a kind, which was split into three of a kinds that could then do amazing things.
Yeah.
So it feels If this session was indicative of it, it feels very pulpy.
Yeah.
So
I think that what I've picked up so far is that, oh, and I should mention, there is a probability table on the rules summary tab that lists, like, if you just do a basic roll and if you do with a reroll, the chances of getting the different things. What I've picked up is that the free reroll is so good. It's just, yeah, because it boosts your chances a lot. So having a feat that gives you a free reroll for something, that makes you really good at that thing. So that's something I've learned. I think also this gets a little bit clunky with a online roller. So if any of you want to use physical dice instead, just because it's easier, then obviously do that. Even if it's fun to see the dice on the screen as well. Yeah, and I clearly need to push a lot harder on the on the danger level, because I don't think anyone's in last session. I think someone lost 3 grit, maybe.
I got pretty close to marking bad for the
Okay.
initial chase. It was honestly, it was the dice. I just flubbed
Yeah.
roll and roll and roll, and it was just, take more grit, take more grit. It was like, dang.
Yeah.
So
But next session, I expect to do a chase. There are specific chase mechanics that last session we used the run mechanic, which is basically the equivalent of the chase, but from adventure. I want to try out the actual chase mechanics from standard Outgun, so we'll do that next session. They're just a little bit more involved. And to address something that Steven said, specifically in chases, the driver and everyone else, they can make different rolls. So the driver makes one roll, everyone else rolls something different when you do a reaction. That's not super important, but it's something I just wanted to mention because it's there.
when just a mechanics
Yeah.
thing. So if we're like in a chase or really any of the action scenes, and it's our turn to call out our action and decide
Yeah.
what we're going to roll, does it fall to the GM to say, okay, you can do that, but that's not just a critical success, that's an extreme. Like, is it
No.
Blades in the Darky where you can set position, or it's always going to be triple, you can do it?
Yeah, the difficulty you need to achieve is always the same, but the GM can knock off 1 die from your dice pool if he thinks that, oh, that seems a bit
Okay, so it's a
far-fetched.
penalty on the total pool, not
Yeah, not on the difficulty,
okay, interesting. Okay.
because you're always rolling against or like if it's in combat, you're always rolling against the difficulty that's set for that enemy. Like the people you were fighting, you would always need a critical to defend and a critical to attack them, and those can be different, so they don't need to match, but it's always set by the enemy. But then
Okay.
if you do something, yeah, I want to punch them in the face, and I'm going to use, let's say, heal and focus, or heal and crime, because I'm punching him in the I'm punching this robot in his nerve clusters or
Right.
whatever. Like someone does something weird. Yeah, okay, maybe you could try that, but I'm going to knock a die off your dice roll.
Okay.
If it's if it's something that clearly just doesn't make sense, or I mean, normally you would negotiate that, but I don't foresee that happening. But if you're doing something that the GM would say is like, yeah, that's, you're really going against the grain here. You're trying this in a way that's extra difficult.
Okay.
You're trying to charm the assassin droid. That's probably going to be more difficult.
Very charming.
Yeah. But it is intended to be a very pulpy system, to go back to what Steven said. So, and I like that there is this fluctuation of sometimes you barely scrape by, and sometimes you get that spectacular success. I think that that's fun. Cool. Yeah, I should mention also you have the Spotlight resource. There's a pop-up thing there, what you can use it for. So you have a really powerful resource in case things go really wrong, which means I should be pushing even harder because you all have that and you haven't needed to use it yet. Yeah, I think that's it for me, unless someone else has something more they want to add. Cool. Then we'll say goodbye and see you all next week.
See you next time.
Data.
Take care. Bye.